Right, so ready to dive in.
Yeah.
Today, we're going deep on martial arts philosophy with Masaaki Hatsumi.
Awesome.
So he's obviously, super well known in the martial arts world. And we've got these two sources, right? One kind of breaks down his teachings with this cool insect to white dragon analogy,
Okay.
and the other one's a direct quote. So, like, how can a martial arts technique, be more than just like the moves?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Yeah, it's a great question. With Hatsumi, I think one of the most important things to remember is that his teachings are all about like constant growth and evolution, right? It's
Yeah.
it's not just about like physical mastery.
Right. And that's where I think that analogy from the first source, the insect to white dragon thing,
Mm.
that really like highlights that journey, right? Like, what do you think each stage represents, like in terms of skill development?
That's interesting. Okay, so think of it this way. The insect represents, like someone at the beginning of their journey, right? They're still learning the basic techniques, maybe a little clumsy, a little unsure. They're really focused on like the mechanics, the how-to of it all.
Yeah, yeah.
The white dragon, right? That symbolizes like mastery, fluidity. It's like an intuitive understanding of the art. It's about moving beyond like the rigid form, and
Right.
really expressing the essence of the technique.
So it's not even just like learning the steps, it's understanding like the deeper principles behind them. Like
Exactly.
it's like how a musician, might start by learning like scales and chords, but eventually they're able to, improvise and create their own music.
That's a perfect analogy. It's about internalizing the knowledge, and really making it your own. And that's really where I think the real growth happens, right?
Yeah, and this makes me think about how often, in life we get fixated on achieving like a specific goal. But like what changes if we shift our focus to the process of learning itself?
Oh man, I think it changes everything. It really does. Because it takes the pressure off the end result. You know what I mean?
Right.
It allows you to really embrace the journey. So, like, each challenge, each mistake, it becomes an opportunity to learn and grow. You're
Yeah.
not just trying to get to a destination,
Yeah.
you're actively engaged in the process of becoming.
That's a really powerful like shift in perspective.
Yeah.
And speaking of perspective, right? That second source, it gives us this quote from Hatsumi. It says, "Learning a technique is not an end in itself. It merely indicates where you need to start."
Hmm.
Man, that really resonates with me. Like, what do you think? What do you think is the core message that he was trying to get across there?
I think he's really emphasizing that the true value of learning a technique lies in the process itself.
Mm.
Right? It's about the discipline, the self-discovery, the challenges you overcome, as you strive for mastery. It's not about achieving some like static end goal. It's about embarking on a continuous journey of learning and growth.
So it's not even about becoming the dragon. It's about the process of like transforming into the dragon.
Exactly.
Like, what does that actually look like for someone trying to, really master a skill?
Okay. So imagine you're learning to code, right?
Okay.
You start by mastering like the basic syntax,
Yeah.
the building blocks of the language. But as you progress, you start to see the bigger picture,
Yeah.
the interconnectedness of all these different concepts. You start to develop your own style, your own approach to problem solving.
Right.
The initial techniques, they were just the starting point. They open the door to a much, much deeper understanding.
That's a great example. It's like the technique is the key that unlocks like a whole new world of
Yeah.
possibilities.
Yeah.
Right. And it seems like you could apply this philosophy to pretty much anything you're trying to learn,
Mm.
whether it's a, physical skill, creative pursuit, or even like personal growth.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that the journey of learning, it never truly ends. Right. There's always more to discover, more to refine, more to master. And that's what makes it so exciting.
So, whether you're like a seasoned martial artist or just starting out on your own learning journey, remember, the techniques are just the beginning. Embrace the process, embrace the challenges, and see where the journey takes you.
Absolutely.
What's one skill or technique you're currently working on? How can you shift your focus to, appreciate the process of learning and see it as a gateway to something even more profound? Think about it. See you next time.
Sounds good.